Do you love Regency romance, but wish that you could throw in a little bit of X-Men and throw in some spy thriller at the same time?
I like spy thriller. Yeah, I've checked out X-Men. That's cool. What is Regency romance? What are you talking about? I don't read romance.
Regency romance, think Jane Austen, early 1800s.
I'm out.
It's cool. It's cool stuff. These 5 books tell the story of 5 extraordinary young ladies in 1814 England, but think Bridgerton in a tangled waltz with the X-Men.
I can see why you like this series.
It's really a cool series.
Yeah, it is. It drew you right in. You just fell in love with it.
I did. But one of the things that I really love to do is to look at books and analyze what works, what doesn't work, and what can authors learn from reading that story.
Okay, I can get back into that because I like to learn about how authors are writing and what's appealing to people so that I can grow in my writing, but I don't know about all the romance.
Well, these books are a beautiful feast of just amazing language, and one of the things I love is the mashup of multiple genres.
So in case you couldn't tell, I haven't read this series. She read it, and then we've talked a lot about the lessons we're going to share with you because that's where I dive in. Tell me about what we can learn here. So the first lesson that we can learn in a series like this is to match the writing style with the protagonist. So each one of these 5 books is written from one of the different girls' perspectives. So that writing style has to change a little bit based on that protagonist, right?
It does. And the beautiful thing is they're all such different people. So the first book is told from Georgiana's perspective, and she is a math genius. So it's big words and it's all about science, but she has no filter on her mouth. The next one is Tess. And Tess is a really cool person because she sees tactical patterns in what's happening. And then we have Maya, and Maya has the ability to see sound waves and to use music to influence people, which I think is really cool.
That's cool.
That's a really cool ability. And then we have Sarah, and Sarah is a really cool character because she can see into the spiritual and emotional realms.
Hey, I think I can do that.
You can somewhat, but they're just really cool characters and different perspectives.
So you're talking about a vast range of different writing styles from more of a spiritual side to a math science side.
Yes, which makes the series really cool because when you pick up one book, you go to the next one, it's like reading an entirely different book.
So if you're an author and you have different protagonists, whether it's in the same series or different books, how easily and effectively can you switch from such different writing styles, from a math science perspective to maybe a religious, more doctrinal type of thing like that? Can you make that switch?
My favorite book in the series is actually the last book, and it's Sanctuary for Seers. And in this book, Sarah, her name is actually Seraphina, which I think is a really cool name, by the way.
That is cool.
But she goes by Sarah. And she's the one that can see into the spiritual and emotional realms. She can see someone's emotions on them. It's really quite cool. And she can see the evil and the good spirits. It's really cool.
She's a mix between an empath and a spiritual seer.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes. It's a really cool character, but I love the way that this book really brings out the theme of redemption, and it really ties together the entire series.
So as a quick recap, the lesson that we can learn as authors is to stay with the style of the protagonist. So is your protagonist a professor? Can you speak in big language? Can you write in big language? And then can you jump to, maybe somebody that is a homeless person on the street and write something very simple? That's challenging for authors.
That's very challenging because so often as an author, you write in the same language, in the same voice.
Yeah, it's our perspective. It's kind of our experience. And you really have to work at changing that up to get a different perspective and, common language, how's things expressed. It's a lot of work. The second thing that we talked about that you can really learn from this series is to master the mashup. When you take different genres and you start meshing them together and trying to kind of create your own thing, which is really popular right now, then you really have to figure out not just how to smash them together, but how to make them interdependent. So if you're going to do a Regency romance with a sci-fi, with a little alternative history, you have to figure out how to make those dependent on each other so that the story actually makes some cohesive sense.
I think one of the reasons why A Stranje House series works so well is that you have all of those elements, but they are firmly grounded in the Regency romance genre. So you have all of those elements, but the foundation is the Regency era. And so I think that when you're mashing up your genres, you need to have one genre that is the foundation that you layer on those other elements.
In the note from the author, she explains how she come up with this series, and she asked the question, what if Napoleon would have regained power? That one little change, maybe one little choice along the way would have changed that, and it would have had a ripple effect through history. And sometimes that's kind of what we do. We want to jump back into some time period and ask that question and then explore what would have happened.
I think that this, even though it is an alternative history, the foundation of the Regency era gives it that foundation, and it gives it believability.
The lesson for authors is really this: select all of those different elements that you want to put in there, and then connect them, tie them to one familiar style with the rules of that style that's familiar with people. So as you build on it, there's a foundation that people can relate to. And by doing that, your crazy, far-fetched ideas can become more realistic because there's some type of foundation that people are familiar with that they can relate to.
You could write a story about the 1800s in the wild, wild west of America with cowboys and aliens.
That sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
I think that's been done.
It has been done, and the reason that that story worked is because it had the foundation of a familiar setting to the audience. Now, I would love to hear from you guys. What genre mashup are you working on? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this video, you should check out this one, which is one of my favorite books, and check it out. And thanks for watching.